If you're watching this video, there's a good chance you already know something's off. Maybe there's a girl you've been talking to for weeks. She replies to your texts, she laughs at your jokes, but somehow you can never actually pin down real plans. Or maybe she'll hang out with you when it's convenient for her, but the second you try to move things forward, she gets vague. I'm just really busy right now. Let's see how things go. I'm not looking for anything serious. Here's the hard truth. You're probably in her backup folder. And man, I know that stings to hear, but we need to talk about this. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because we talk about real dating advice for real guys. No BS, no pickup artist garbage, just honest conversations about what actually works. And today we're diving into something that honestly, I wish someone had explained to me years ago when I was making these exact same mistakes. We're talking about why she's keeping you as a backup option, how to recognize it happening, and most importantly, what you actually do about it. Because real talk, most guys have been in this position at some point. I definitely have. And the worst part? We usually know it's happening, but we lie to ourselves about it because we're so invested. So let's break this down. Grab a coffee, settle in, and let's get real about this for a few minutes. First off, let me just say, being someone's backup option isn't about you being unworthy or not good enough. I need you to hear that. This isn't some reflection of your value as a person. What is a reflection of where you stand in her priorities right now, and more importantly, what you're willing to tolerate. So let's start with the signs, because you need to recognize this pattern when it's happening. The most obvious one? Inconsistent effort. She's responsive sometimes, distant other times. She'll text you back with enthusiasm on Tuesday, then leave you on read for 3 days straight. And here's the thing. When a woman is genuinely interested, you'll know. She makes time. She responds. She initiates. I'm not saying she needs to be available 24/7. We all have lives, but there's a consistency there, a reliability. Let me paint you a picture. You text her Friday morning. Hey, want to grab dinner this weekend? She sees it. Hours pass. Maybe she replies Saturday afternoon with, "Oh, sorry. I was so busy yesterday. This weekend's kind of packed, but we should definitely do something soon." No alternative time suggested. No, I'm free next Thursday. Does that work? Just vagueness. But then Sunday night, you see her Instagram story. She's out at a bar with friends. And look, I'm not saying she can't have plans. She absolutely can and should. But the pattern here is what matters. If this happens repeatedly, you're not high on her priority list. You're the guy she keeps around in case her other options don't work out. Another sign. And this one really got me in my early 20s. She's affectionate and engaged when you're together, but acts almost like a stranger when you're apart. Like you'll have an amazing time hanging out. She's laughing, touching your arm, giving you all the signals that she's into you. Then you text her the next day and it's like that connection evaporates. Short replies. No warmth. No reciprocation of interest. What's happening there? You're fun when she's bored or wants attention, but she's not actually investing in building something real with you. Here's where I need to get a bit tough love with you. And trust me, I'm saying this as someone who needed to hear it myself years ago. The reason she's able to keep you as a backup is because you're allowing it. You're staying available. You're continuing to put in effort even when she's showing you through her actions that she's not matching it. And I get it, man. I really do. When you like someone, you want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she really is busy. Maybe she's just bad at texting. Maybe she's scared of commitment and just needs more time to open up. And yeah, sometimes those things are true. But if weeks or months are going by and nothing's changing, you're not being patient. You're being played. Let me tell you about a situation I was in probably 6 years ago now. There was this girl I met through friends. We'd text all the time, like really great conversations. She'd send me memes. We'd talk about deep stuff, everything. But every time I tried to set up actual plans, something would come up. She was tired. She had work stuff. Her friend was going through something. Always an excuse. But then I'd see her posting about going to concerts, out to brunch, doing all this social stuff. And I kept telling myself, well, those were probably plans made in advance. Or maybe she's just more comfortable in group settings. I was making excuses for her because I didn't want to accept what was obvious. I wasn't important enough to her to make time for. I was a backup, a pen pal, an ego boost when she wanted attention. The turning point came when I finally just stopped reaching out. Didn't make a big announcement, didn't tear her off, just stopped initiating. And you know what happened? Nothing. She never reached out. That told me everything I needed to know. Now, before you go thinking this is about playing games or doing that stupid, ignore her to make her want you nonsense. It's not. This isn't a tactic. This is about recognizing when someone isn't investing in you and having enough self-respect to redirect your energy toward people who actually will. Here's what I wish someone had told me back then. Her keeping you as a backup isn't going to magically change if you just wait long enough or prove yourself enough. You can't convince someone to prioritize you. They either do or they don't. Let's look at another common scenario. You've been talking to a girl for a while. Maybe you've even gone on a few dates. Things seem to be going well, but she won't commit to anything exclusive. I'm just not ready for a relationship right now, she says. But she still wants to keep seeing you. Still wants you to be available when she reaches out. Still gets upset if you mention talking to other girls. What's happening? She wants the benefits of having you interested and available without the commitment. You're her safety net while she explores other options. And look, if you're both on the same page about casually dating multiple people, that's totally fine. The problem is when there's a mismatch. When you're hoping for more while she's keeping you on the bench. So, what do you actually do about this? Because knowing you're a backup option is one thing, but changing the situation is another. First, and honestly, this is probably the hardest step, you need to be brutally honest with yourself about what's happening. Stop making excuses for inconsistent behavior. Stop pretending mixed signals are somehow going to resolve themselves into clarity. If her actions don't match her words, believe the actions. Second, you need to create some space. This doesn't mean being petty or trying to make her jealous. It means redirecting your time and energy toward people who actually reciprocate your interest. Start talking to other women. Go out with friends. Pick up that hobby you've been thinking about. Fill your life with things that fulfill you instead of orbiting around someone who's not making you a priority. And here's what usually happens. One of two things. Either she notices you pulling back and realizes she actually does want something real with you, at which point her effort will increase dramatically. You'll see it. Or she doesn't really notice or care, which tells you everything you needed to know. Both outcomes are actually good for you, even though one feels better than the other. Third, and this is crucial, you need to get comfortable with walking away from situations that aren't serving you. I know that's easier said than done, especially if you don't have a ton of other options right now. But staying in a situation where you're someone's backup erodes your self-respect over time. It teaches you to accept breadcrumbs. It makes you smaller. The mindset shift you need to make is this. You're not trying to convince anyone to choose you. You're looking for someone who already knows they want to be with you. Someone who makes it obvious through their actions, not just their words. Look, I'm not saying every woman who's a bit slow to commit or who's busy with work or who doesn't text back immediately is keeping you as a backup. Life is complicated. People have legitimate reasons for moving slowly sometimes. But there's a difference between slow burn and stringing along. You can feel the difference if you're honest with yourself. A woman who's genuinely interested but maybe cautious or busy will still make consistent effort. She'll apologize when she's been less responsive. She'll suggest alternative plans when she can't make your original ones. She'll give you clear communication about where she's at. She'll introduce you to her friends. She'll make you feel like you matter to her. A woman who's keeping you as a backup makes you feel anxious and uncertain. You're constantly wondering where you stand. You're analyzing every text, every interaction, looking for clues about how she really feels. That's not how it's supposed to feel when someone's into you. Here's something else I want you to think about. Why are you okay being someone's backup? Like, really dig into that question. Is it because you don't think you can do better? Is it because you're lonely and any attention feels better than none? Is it because you build up this fantasy of who she is in your head, and you're in love with that fantasy instead of the reality of how she's treating you? I had to ask myself these questions, and the answers weren't pretty. I was accepting backup status because my confidence was in the toilet, and I didn't think I had other options. So I clung to whatever scraps of interest came my way. And that mindset, that's what kept me stuck in those situations over and over again. The real work isn't figuring out how to make her choose you. The real work is building yourself up to the point where you wouldn't tolerate being anyone's backup option in the first place. Where you have enough going on in your life, enough confidence in your value, enough other opportunities, that you can recognize these situations early and walk away without it destroying you. And before anyone says it, yeah, I know dating is rough right now. I know apps are a nightmare. I know meeting people is harder than it used to be. I'm not dismissing any of that. But that doesn't mean you should settle for being treated like you're disposable. All right, man, let's wrap this up with some actual action steps you can take starting today. 1. If you're currently in a situation where you suspect you're someone's backup, pull back. Not as a game, not to manipulate her, but genuinely redirect your energy. Stop initiating all the time. See what happens when you're not driving the entire connection. 2. Start expanding your options. Get on different apps. Ask friends to introduce you to people. Join some social groups. Go to events. This isn't about replacing her specifically. It's about not having all your eggs in one basket with someone who isn't even holding the basket properly. 3. Work on yourself. Hit the gym. Develop your career. Build your friendships. Pursue your interests. Become the kind of guy who has enough going on that being someone's backup feels insulting rather than acceptable. And 4, practice recognizing your worth. You deserve someone who's excited about you, someone who makes time for you, someone who doesn't leave you guessing about where you stand. Don't settle for less than that, even if it means being alone for a while as you find it. If this video resonated with you, do me a favor and smash that like button. It helps more guys find content like this. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we're putting out videos every week about real dating advice that actually helps. Drop a comment and let me know. Have you ever been in a situation where you were someone's backup? How did you handle it? What did you learn from it? I read all the comments and honestly, we all learn from each other's experiences. Look, dating is hard. Rejection sucks. Being someone's second choice feels terrible. But you're not going to build a relationship you actually want by accepting treatment that doesn't match what you deserve. Respect yourself enough to walk away from situations that aren't serving you. The right person won't make you feel like an option. They'll make you feel like a priority. I'll see you in the next video. Now go out there and stop accepting backup status. You've got this.